So before you ever connect with another individual, always make sure that you check in with yourself, that you're here, that you're present. You know, that process can become a lot quicker. It can be as simple as you, like, honestly close your eyes for a second, or it's just like a breath. But initially, you may have trouble with this, and so take as much time as needed. But I don't interact with another person until I'm clear. You'll know you're not clear, at least from a subluxation basis, when you keep finding the same things on all your people. So if everybody has a right PI, you have a right PI. This is interesting. Okay, we are right short. Also have a right higher gluteal fold. It also looks like there's less space between the ribs and the ilium on the right side. So this might actually be a whole side right side contracture, which is different. Usually when we see right leg and right higher gluteal fold, we think that there's a potential PI ilium, right? I think this is actually a superior shift of the pelvis. Let's see. The right goes slightly even, but what happens with the motion of the pelvis? Let's see. She collapses in the lumbar. So typically you would have more myofascial continuity and actually engagement happening through the erector spinae as you bring heel to glute, but she's getting this mild collapse here, which means that there's not muscle integration, which I believe is also probably because she's dominant in the hip flexor. So let's palpate. We can palpate the anterior aspect. She's a lot tighter on the iliacus on the right side. So I think it's hip flexor. So basically if hip flexor is really engaged, it will actually traction the pelvis up, and you'll get tightness of the QL on the same side. Okay. And T10, I'm just gonna release the T10 first. Take a breath. Let it out. Yeah. The way that release, the system needs a rotational component in the next adjustment right here. It released here, but then got caught. And so that means to me the system has neural torsion or spinal cord torsion. So it actually wants to be released in a rotational component. So we'll go here. There's more opening here now. Much better. See how that was clear through? The first adjustment went, and that's what happens when you have, so again, cord attaches the sacrum, and then it's C2, and then basically the cranials and occiput. And so if you have cord torsion, right, twisting, it doesn't like I to S or P to A. You have to add a rotational component. Oh man, I thought I just found the fixation in the... Go this side up for me? Wish it was that easy. No, I don't. I like the challenge. Okay. So we're thinking, if we have an AS ilium, the sacrum is also posterior on that side. I actually get a better connect with her through the sacrum. So I'm gonna adjust the sacrum, but I'm gonna have an awareness if the psoas is tight, it's gonna be tight at the anterior TPs of L1, L2. So in the tractioning down to the sacrum and the ilium, I should feel that. Perfect. Iron stuff. So every time, right, you adjust somebody, especially when you're doing osseous adjusting, there's a cavitation, there's a sound from them and from them. Listen. You'll know how solid it was and how well it was received. There was she made the sound. Ugh. Acknowledge, you know, see what I mean? That's an acknowledgement. So this is a lot better. So let's see if she's getting that collapse still in the lower when we bring the heel to glute. See, now it's firing. We did good. On your back. Okay, so she's anterior, cervical, more on the right side. Take a breath in, let it out. It's actually anterior first rib. I like to do these seated, but I believe we can do it supine here. So we're just superior to the clavicle. We're gonna connect at this angle. So the first rib usually subluxates lateral and superior. Okay, right there, take a breath. Let it out. See the sound different? Sounds a lot different. So again, how do you know you're on first rib versus something else? The sound. Nice. Right? Occiput has a much different sound than your cervicals. How do I know I did good? Look at the smile. Just observe what you can observe. So she's also anterior occiput on the right side. So this one, I don't like to say I created the move, but I hadn't seen anybody else do it. There's quite a few of these that I do. It's a scoop motion this way with a fingertip contact on the occipital ridge. So occiput has glided up the lateral mass. We're gonna scoop it back down. And you can do this supine. So I'm contacting here, and I'm looking. There we go. So for that, I did get a little more release on the atlas. I heard it. And then I did the occiput, which is okay, because I can follow up with a little release here. Take a breath. Let it out. Good. So checking the space between CO and C1 again. Checking the flexion and extension. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. Check the feet. Next time I would adjust her, I would make note when I try to do the supine occiput, I got more of a C1 release. The fascia and the muscles have better tone. I still would have liked a little bit more inferior to superior release on the occiput, so I'd probably do a vertical crane lift next time. So that would be my mental note. That's where I think I could get better.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.